12 wins with this Hunter. Ready? Feeling really good about Hunter today. So, we were talking about it yesterday with some of our subs, and I looked into it about getting to the top 100 in Arena for the month. The problem is, the reason I've never been there before, even though I've had decent win rates, is you have to play 30 runs on the same account. So, we're going to stick with this account the rest of the month, see if we can get a really good chunk of 30 wins. Just on this one, just in the US. So we've been messing around with the Taverns of Time a lot, but instead of messing around with it, we're going serious mode. We're going full on, go for the throat, hunter to the face, click the hero power all the time, remove their blood drops, see what we can do. So in that case, we're not ignoring the Taverns of Time cards exactly, but what we're doing is we're taking advantage of them. We're, instead of getting super excited and pulled into them and drafting them just because they're there, we're going to draft them if they're the best cards, not because we can get a Ragnaros. I mean, it sure is fun to get a Ragnaros. Maybe we can switch to a non-serious game after we get a good run in. But let's go for a good run first, which means we have to be very careful about all of our picks. And I think Chronoshot is really good, but Chronoshot isn't in the hey Kung Fu, if you're hearing me now, you missed the joke. Sorry. I'll tell you what, when I make a best of June, I'll put together all the knock knock jokes also. Okay, I'll cut out all the knock knock jokes and we'll make those their own clip. So you can watch June knock knock jokes. But you are in time for us to get a serious deck together because I was just explaining how I looked into it, and the way to get considered for the top 100 for Arena is you have to have at least 30 runs on the same account in the same region. And we've never been there before. Even though I stream now about 16 hours a week, we still haven't gotten 30 on the same account. So our goal is to get that 30 and to do it seriously. So I think we're going to start with the Spellstone. I really like Highmane. The Spellstone gives us options for taking traps that aren't the greatest. We'll have it in our deck already, like Explosive Trap. Maybe Arcane Shot's a little better, but we've already got a Spellstone that we've got to build up. So what we're looking for in every deck, every run, keywords for Arena. We're doing NA. We're going to do the NA account because that's where we've got the most games already. We might be able to get to 30 on this. You're looking for a silence. Hunter doesn't have its own silence. Hunter's Mark is close enough. It's almost, in some ways, better. And in some ways worse. It just depends. But Hunter's Mark is as close to a silence as you're going to get with a Hunter. Or Chronoshot or Freezing Trap also kind of work like a silence, similar to how Sap does. Sap, you at least get to choose. Same thing with Chronoshot. So we're going to take the Hunter's Mark. And we're actually going to take the Beast here. It's a 3-drop. We've got, we need those keywords. And we need a Deadly Shot. So Stonehill Defender is one of the best cards in Arena because it gives you options. It's better for classes that have a couple taunts that are really important, like Paladin, Priest, because the Discover function favors hugely the class itself. Okay, so our first choice was a Lesser Spellstone with a Chronoshot and a Highmane, which means Kill Command is part of the same bucket. And it's a pretty good bucket. If you were to rank the buckets, this is probably in the top third of them, right? So there's like 18 buckets now, I think we figured out. Maybe 21. So this bucket's probably, 3 or 4, maybe 5. These are all great cards for winning. And since we just got a 6-drop, we're going to take the Chronoshot. I was just talking about how it's kind of like a silence. It can give you a lot of options. We're going to take a solid 3 for 3/3 that gives us some options later. So not technically Rush because of what you can make shenanigans out of his charge. And I think if we had a Rhino, I'd take the Infinite Wolf. The Infinite Wolf can be very good. We actually went 0-2 with our first Hunter in the Taverns of Time. This is our second one. And then went on a 7-win streak because we had 2 Wolves and 2 Rhinos and a pretty decent deck. But I think without the Rhino and without any card draw yet, we've got to just take the solider card. And we're going to go pretty aggressive here. So we're going to take the bow over the Crushing Walls. Crushing Walls is really good though, so I might regret that. And speaking of aggression, we're going to take the Wolf Alpha. So keywords, I was talking about silence. After that, you want a poison. This is one of my favorite poisons in the game. It gives you the option. Gotcha. Thanks, Wicked Fingers. Yeah, Wicked Fingers put together this cool tracker where I just put in the class I played, the wins I got, and the losses. But when I submit it, all it says is, yo, thanks, bro. And I was like, well, Wicked Fingers, shouldn't I have access to that so I can track it? Because I do want to. Looked at it last night. I'm going to go for the top 100. It might be too late this season because what you have to do is you have to play 30 on the same account, which we've never done in a month before. We've never done 30 runs. And then you have to have a decent average in that 30. So that's what we're going for here. And even though I need a poison, I'm going to take the bear. We need really good aggression. We're going face. Here we go. There's our poison. We'll take that one. So Defender, I was saying a little bit ago, is better in Paladin, Priest. It's really good in ours because we can get the Lich King. We have a better chance at the Lich King than classes that have their own taunt. But a good Hunter deck has the Unleash the Hounds. Oh man, that's a dud for legendaries. Let's see here. So we've already got a lot of 3-drops. Like a lot. This is the card draw. I was saying I need card draw. It's a 50-50 coin flip. Better than the Umbra. Well, we don't have any 4-drops yet, so I guess we'll take the Umbra and take advantage of that. Our only 5-drop is the Spellstone, so let's get that guy. Okay, so I had to pass up on Highmane twice already. Passed up on him for the first pick, which was the Spellstone, and like the 7th pick, which was the Chronoshot. So I'm going to take this Highmane. Bone Marrow is really, really good, but so is the Highmane, and I really want to have a Highmane in our deck. So I've been taking some traps to try to build up a Spellstone here. And I think that probably the Wanderer, I don't know the exact breakdown of Hunter spells. I should look at that. For mages, there's 25 spells and 8 or 9 of them are secrets. For Hunter, it's probably a little bit smaller ratio. I'm trying to think. There's like 7 secrets, and overall spells probably about the same, maybe 1 or 2 less. So this guy has a really good chance of hitting a secret or something that goes face. And the Adventurer has a chance of giving us something really juicy like Ragnaros, obviously. Everybody likes that guy. You know what, we really need some Death Rattle. We've got Umbra, we've got Stalkers. What do we have so far for Death Rattle? Just these guys up here? Hopefully we can get something down here, something that lets us draw cards. So, we have a Taunt, right? We don't have Divine Shield, Life, Steal, or Wind Fury. So we're going for the Argus. Gonna use the buff. Oh, there's the Life Steal. We don't need it though. We need a better curve here. I don't think we need a 1-drop. 1-drops really work out for us that well. What about this guy on curve would be really good, but I think we want a low as curve as possible so that we can shoot the face every turn, every chance we get. Is Play Dead going to be better than the Furbolg? So the Furbolg works pretty well with like an Unleash the Hounds. That's about it that I would want to cast it on though, right? I mean, maybe the Injured. This works way better in a class that's hero power makes a dude. Right? Because then if you've got 7 mana or they left 1 up, you automatically get the 6/6. For us, a 6/6 sounds great, but what am I going to use it on? There's like nothing that's worth using it on. And Dalaran Mage is not what you want to play on turn 3 to get it going. We've got a really good curve on turn 3. We want to play the Bear Shark turn 3, Cave Hydra, Bow, Blade Master. I don't mind playing these guys on turn 3. So we've already got 6 guys we're playing on turn 3. I guess we take the play dead and try to get a really good advantage out of it. I like the charge here. We need the charge. I think we take the taunt. We don't have like any taunt yet. So we already took a deadly shot. We already have a wanderer. Let's take an explosive shot, see if we can get that to work. Okay, the mastiff. There we go. That's a good one. That's kind of like a board clear. Never underrate a heal. The giant's good, but never underrate a heal. Third trap, which is really good for us. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the Possibility Seeker because of curve, right? So I have nothing on 4 that I really want to drop on 4. I mean, I'd love to drop the Argus on 4 if he works out. I'd love to drop the Brewer on 4, especially if we get the heal. If we don't, life goes on. Umbra, I'm probably playing on 4 just because, but a nice 4/5 for 4 is really good. Alright, there we go. So, we got a poison. We've got the closest thing to silence you can get as a hunter. We've got 1 weapon. It's normally nice to have 2. Of course, the other weapon that's common is the candle shot, and then there's the 7-drop weapon, which is nice. It would have been nice to have a 7-drop. I did pass up a Volcanosaur. I think that's it. The Umbra doesn't have much synergy. I mean, if we hit Bone Drake or Highmane, that's great. I mean, I'm not shaking a stick at it. I'm not shaking Umbra's stick back at her, but it's not the legendary we would want, right? If we got to choose a legendary, then then that would be nice. But I think we can get at least, so the average, I was looking at the average, and it's like, I think it was like 5 point something, gets you to at least top 100. I'd have to double check again. So we just want, if we're going to have a mediocre run, we want our worst runs to be 5. Anything above that is great, but we want our worst runs to be 5. And I'm thinking this one can go at least above 5 if we know the identity of our deck. And the identity of our deck is Face Hunter. I think that might be called Smork. I'm not 100% sure on what Smork means.